Layfield family, gather around. Our very own Zoe has released her first project of 2020, a book titled I Have a Friend, both written and illustrated by herself. Yes, I said illustrated because sis can draw. If you have any children, young cousins, nieces or nephews and you would like them to learn about Jesus, be sure to purchase this book. If you just want to support Zoe, be sure to purchase this book. It is available on Amazon. You guys have been asking for more content and more content and more content, and we are going to give it to you. Did you know there is a Layfield Insta family? Well, we're inviting you all to become a part of it, and you'll be able to watch our video content that is exclusive to Instagram. Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We are back today with another Tsofi Friday. So this time around, we're not actually eating Tsofi because we actually had Tsofi last week.
Yeah.
And we filmed the video. This time we're eating some Turkish delights, you know?
We've already basically devoured. Yeah. Wow, Beverly! I'm just looking at Beverly's food. If you guys can see the bones, like, what animal was that? Beverly versus fish. Beverly 1 point. Okay, as you know, Tsofi Friday is a time to break bread, have conversation with your friends, give some real spit about what's been going on. I guess for those people who have followed us on Snapchat, you would know that I had a little friend couple years back. That relationship ended, and the relationship ended because he actually had cheated on me. Well, there was a proliferation of issues that happened afterwards, but that was the primary reason. We're just going to kind of have a little chat about that today. I want to talk about the situation, and yeah. And I just want to actually make a disclaimer. I do not wish to slander anybody or just speak without care in the video. So there's some things I won't disclose just for respect reason. I've spoken to the person I used to be in a relationship with, and we are cool. We've parted ways. We have forgiven one another.
Grab your snacks. Let's gist. One pleasant day. Minding my business. I get a phone call. Pretty much the phone call goes that the person that she was with at the time had decided to be unfaithful. I called Beverly straight, like, hello, emergency. In fact, we didn't wait a second, but I called Bev, like, Bev.
Yeah, she has to wait because as soon as I find out, there's no kind of strategy.
Yeah,
boy.
I have to think about. I have to think about how I'm gonna give it to Bev because Bev just doesn't have any chill, chill. So anyway, I told her what I found out, and then we're like, we have to tell Zoe, obviously. And we're going to a party, like we're going to celebrate someone's birthday that day. So she was like, should we tell her before, after? We're like, we'll tell her after because we don't want to spoil someone's birthday. Okay, so I'm at the party. And so before these lot had come in, I was sitting there talking with the person I was in a relationship at the time. We were just laughing, joking. As soon as they arrived, I could tell something is wrong. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, first thing I noticed, why the heck is Eva not wearing any makeup? Because this is a slay queen. Of course, she's paying without makeup or whatever. But it's like, we know we go places to slay. This is not a slay. What's going on? Has something transpired? Is she okay? Is she feeling well? Is her family alright? I'm wondering. And it wasn't just, okay, she's not wearing makeup, but her whole demeanour. She looked like she was upset. I was thinking, what has happened? Then I see Bev and Daniela, they're saying hi, but I can just tell it's like everybody is trying not to have eye contact with me, not having conversation with me. Something is wrong. Something is wrong and no one's talking about it. And I'm like, have I done something? Have I said something? Then I think it was just maybe just me and Beverly, we're sitting down on the sofas talking. And I can just tell Bev, I don't remember the conversation. No. But I just said, Beverly, what's going on? In my brain, if you could, the equation is 2 times 5 multiplied by 6. I'm trying to calculate what is happening here because nothing's making sense. I give Beverly a final nudge. Beverly, what's going on? And Beverly goes, fine then.
No.
Fine then.
Do you know what? No. Because people think I'm
in my head,
I went from inside of me, 0 to 500.
The button's not even close to ending, by the way.
It was
this was not
nowhere
the plan.
near. You guys don't know the type of temperament this girl has. Yeah, she's actually like a. It's like when she, when she says, when she wants something, she'll get it. It's particularly on LinkedIn where she's like, I'll just attack. I don't care who you want, I'm just gonna attack. I need something wrong. That is actually what she is like. It's like when she smells blood or smells whatever, I'm getting close to what I want. It's like, Urgh! So we were talking about. No, Beverly started asking me, Zoe, how are you feeling?
Oh my god,
Zoe,
Bev,
no, she said, no, you did say say that. You said, oh,
No,
how
you couldn't remember the conversation. Now you remember.
It just came to me. Thank you, Holy Ghost, to go to the revealed all things. She said, like, how are you feeling? How's your sister? Like, is everything okay? Yeah. She was asking me questions literally about talking about life, asking me about myself emotionally. I'm like, yeah. Like,
oh yeah, that makes so much sense.
Based on the things that the person was saying, but the person had said stuff from the conversation to Uvier. So now Beverly was trying to validate what the person had said to me by trying to ask them under the table questions. But after they came into that room and everyone was acting dodgy, how can you be asking me about my heart's condition? Tell me what the heck is going on?
Yeah, so when you asked, is something wrong? Then you said, is it to do with the person that she was with? And she was like, isn't it? It's like, you guys are, I was she's looking straight into your eyes like, she's like, is it about thingy? Isn't it? I haven't even said anything. I'm just like this. She's like, isn't it? No, tell me now, because I knew. Like this time he was doing this. And I was just like, oh. Looking at me straight in my eye, asking me, is something wrong? And now you've even pinpointed who the whole thing is about. So now I'm actually supposed to use my mouth to say, nah, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Like I said before, you know.
I know the context now. I didn't know that. I just thought you just took her to the side. Like,
I tried. But the reason I was saying that, I knew, because for me, my intuition has always, or I wouldn't even say intuition, I'm going to say it's the Holy Spirit, has always stirred me to know when something is not going right in the relationship. But in that time, I would never suspect from him at the time that that's what he would be doing. Because you know, sometimes you'd be thinking, where do you even find the time? You speak so much. Number one. Number two, I also thought something was going on inside of him, like himself. He was just dealing with some adjustments, stuff like that in his life. So I thought maybe that was affecting him and he didn't really want to speak about it at the time. So I thought, he's been acting like just doing a few weird things, but I thought it was like in his mind. I didn't ever suspect that it would precipitate the unfaithfulness, if you know what I mean, or the action. After that, then, as these lot had said, I entered psychosis.
You said, that her response, we diagnosed it. It was psychotic.
You found out now what is actually going through your head, like, cause I can say what I saw, and it was like you had hit the roof.
Just now I diagnosed it as psychosis, no disrespect. If you think about the way the emotions went, they were like, when Zoe found out, it was psychotic because
it was psychotic. No exaggeration.
Because the emotions are not consistent. It's like, for a while Zoe's there like, I'm fine. Like, Zoe's so chilled that I'm like, bro, it's cool. We're busting up, we're laughing, we're doing up. Then Zoe, anger. Then she goes, so it's like rage. It's like rage. Da-da-da-da-da. Rage has its effects. Then we're laughing again. Too many emotions in such a small space of time. There's no consistency.
I was going mad.
Stuff that you were saying, like when he was in the car, you're like to me, like, what? So you did this to me? To me? And he was just there like,
oh, I said that. I can't remember saying
that. Yeah, you said like to me. Yeah. After everything, it was like you were like, it was.
I can't remember. I blacked out.
Yeah,
you blacked out.
To me, he's just looking on the car like this, like he's just holding the steering wheel.
Oh, that's so sad, though.
Yeah, you wanna lie to me? Yeah, because he's lying. Yeah.
Because you know what? It's like, to me, and this is what I even said to him when last time we spoke. I was just like, I think in this process, people forget, like, you're not just my boyfriend. You're actually like our closest, my best friend, or like one of my closest friends. So I can't imagine you lot doing something crazy. Like, I would wail the same way and say to me, me, I'm not common dish rag, you know? Like, you said I'm your best friend. Like, what does this mean to you? Like, it means nothing. So it was a very deep hurt. That's why it's like I was expressing it as anger, but I was in a lot of pain. Like,
you said it was hard. Like, what was hard about it? Or how did you feel?
Okay, so he made it very clear, not just to me, but to everyone around us, that I was going to be his wife. So it wasn't like a thing of like, I think this is my husband. He was very vocal in saying that I'm his wife. It was hard because it was like when everything was breaking down, it felt to me like my future was kind of like crumbling as well. Everybody has their this is it relationship, do you know what I mean? Like, that was my this is it. Like, I'm out the game, you know what I mean? Like, throw the wig off, like, you man, I'm out here, out of these ghetto streets. Chat to me. That was like, this is it. I've suffered enough in this life with all of these higgy guys. Like, those other guys I could have got in a relationship with, or linked at the time that I know would have broken my heart. But I didn't expect that from this man.
Why not?
I thought extremely high of him. I think everybody did, like, because we knew him for a long time. I wouldn't say that eradicate and say that he's not a good person. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes and stuff like that. But like, I just, based on what I knew of his character, even before we got into a relationship, I just didn't think his personality could produce that kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Like, do you think him being saved as well kind of was like...
Yes.
Yeah, like it's a huge step in
that's the reason.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. It's like I didn't really have a great knowledge of saved men.
Yeah.
I really thought saved men was like the final frontier. I'm on a new level, like men of God. Oh, like if you get a man of God, like this guy's gonna treat you correct. Like there's not gonna be any higgy, no wahala. I really thought highly of men of God, not knowing that men of God like are men of God. At the time when I first found out, my immediate reaction was anger. Like I was really angry because I think it was the words that I kind of understood later on was I felt disgraced and I felt humiliated.
Why did you feel that way?
I think I felt disgraced because like, you could have come and told me like on my ones. Why did you like leave it to a point where I had to hear it externally? I felt disgraced because I've shown you not only to forget the internet, but like I don't introduce people to my mum, like my brothers, like my family. They know you like. And I speak about you so well, like there's never been a negative word that's come out of my mouth against you. And now this is disgraceful. It was embarrassing. As a woman, it's just like you think highly of yourself. That what else will you be looking for outside of me? I mean, buckets. You know? I mean, I'm easy on the eye, you know. I'm a good time to be around, you know. I'm still growing in God as we all are. You know, I just think, yeah, you know. Why wouldn't you want me? So then when you do that, on the receiving end, it's like you're telling everybody that I'm crap. Otherwise, why are you doing this? That's what it felt like anyway. And it just made me feel as a woman like that there's something wrong with me. And I guess that's shame. Just to differentiate, like if you're feeling guilty says you've done something wrong, where shame says there's something wrong with you. And so I felt ashamed at that time, like there's something wrong with me here, like why has he done that?
What happened afterwards then?
So afterwards, I think I was just really going through a period of time of like confusion. When that happens, like I still love you, and now it's like I love you but you've hurt me, so what do I do now with this love? Not only that do I feel like, oh, I love you, we both had the confirmation that you're my husband, I'm your wife, this is supposed to be my husband. And now what do I do now? Because I haven't been in this situation before. It's like when I had been cheated on before, it's like, okay, he was speaking about husband, I was like, what, 18 years old? Now it's like, I'm not just leaving a person that I was just in a relationship with, I'm leaving potentially my husband, if you know what I mean. So that was what was on my mind. Like I didn't really know like what to do.
How old were you at this time?
I was 24.
So like imagine now you're thinking.
And take in mind, remember what you called it, the announcement she did before on YouTube when she was saying, if I turn, was it 24 or 25?
We've made many announcements.
In essence, like Jesus, like you need to get your relationship before I turn 25. So she's 24 now.
Yeah, 24. So you know you're thinking the Lord has answered your prayer. It really felt like a part of my future was dissipated in front of me. I wasn't ready to let go. This wasn't in my plans. Okay, God, I didn't plan for this man to come in my life, but he's here now. Okay, now he's called me his wife publicly. The birthday announcement. You know, this is why do you guys do this kind of stuff? I'm sorry, don't do it. Like, okay, cool, you know.
Yeah, that was a powerful speech.
As the people were messaging me, sorry, are you engaged? I was just no.
He was just actually the kind of speech you give when you're about to engage somebody. Yeah. Make that person your fiancé.
They made like this public declaration. To the point everyone's giving us, you know, wedding hashtag, all this kind of stuff.
Public, as in there's 30 people.
Yeah.
It's not 10, 5, as in like there's your people from what was the secondary school. I don't remember, but it was powerful. It was just like.
It was a declaration of love.
It was
a declaration of
my
future wife.
Of love.
Yeah, okay.
And you can only imagine the constituents of that place.
Yeah.
For example, imagine all you're hearing. Everyone is you know what? All these things happening, so it's like
letting go of that, like, and it was a lot. We just went through periods of like not speaking. So after that, I think we just made a decision to kind of not get back together legally.
Yeah.
Not legally, but you guys know what I'm talking about. We were very much trying to kind of get things back to normal.
So, well, if I were saying, that nigga gonna, you need to cut it.
My signal's broke. My signal's faulty.
Got it. So he did NFL. He said he cheated and you stayed? Huh? I thought it was.
What had happened was, like, basically I thought this is my husband. It was something that, okay, he's prayed about, I've prayed about. We've received confirmation, like I said before. We've spoken to people, like, and they've also, like, you know, the Lord has spoken to them, and they can confirm that, like, our relationship is like the will of God. So it's like you get that extra layer of security, and it was a thing of like we started planning our lives together. Like, we're talking about kids' names. Do you know what I mean? We're very much, this is our future, and so it's like I didn't want to let go of it. That's just the real spit. I didn't want to let go of it. When I prayed and I asked the Lord, like, Lord, what should I do? The first thing I heard was you have to forgive him, but that's what the Lord will always tell you to do. I understand now that's about the condition of my heart, that I shouldn't be carrying around that anger, that bitterness, that pain. But at the time, like, I registered it in my mind as well. It was like, okay, forgive him. That means get back with him. But that wasn't my instruction. My instruction was to forgive, and I got back with him because I wanted it. That was my heart's desire. Like, I love this man. Like, I wanna have you know, the date nights. I want to go to Hakkasan too. You know, I still very much loved him. He's done this, I know he's done this, and it's like, but nothing in my heart had changed. And it's like there was that conflict there. Still love him, but he's done this, so now what do I do? And so I was willing and I was open to try and repair what we had, because I thought it was something special.
I think you had a bit of conflict going on internally with the situation, because at the time you would very much say you guys weren't together. After, you know, we found out this information, a couple months have gone by, and maybe you are talking to him slightly here and there, but you are adamant we're not together. Is it in hindsight that you're like, you were rebuilding?
I guess, yeah, in the hindsight, but it's like I'm in denial as well. Like, at the same time, like, I'm in denial. I think as well, like, amongst these two as well, like, of course, all this man them can't. Yeah, you dumb man them man. I'll kill man them. You know what I mean? Like, goonets. These gangsters, to come here and even be saying, like, boldly, like, oh yeah, like, I want to rebuild, like, you already know, like, it's hard. It's hard. It's tight. Like, to feel the freedom to say, oh really, what's going on? Like, these lot are they could rip me, and honestly, right now, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. And never rip her.
Oh, like, it's a polite ripping, but you start breaking it down. Like,
yeah, we'll break it down. Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I'm just going through my processes. I was definitely having an internal conflict of, like, I feel ashamed that I still love him. Yeah. I feel ashamed that I still want to be with him. I was ashamed to voice it. And that's something that was not that you guys enforced on me. It was definitely my own internal struggle.
In your head, did you feel like I'm staying? Is that what was happening?
No, because I had broken up the relationship officially.
Yeah.
So when I first found out, I said, this is over. I don't know what I said. Yeah. So if he talks to me again, I'm going to stab him! That's part of my psychosis. So in my head from that, like, he knew, like, I'm a really nice person, guys. Was I staying? No, because I vacated the relationship. Again, but this is also, I think, self-denial. Was I staying? Yes, I was. Was I doing that late night kiki after, like, on the phone? If that wasn't staying, then what is it? But in my head, it's like, yeah, but we're not together. So it was, yeah, it made me feel like I had actioned something responsible pertaining to what had occurred. Yeah. But it was just a level of self-denial that I had to put to protect my own mind from condemnation.
It's really interesting. I'm literally just thinking it's like your mind can get somewhere before your heart does, is what you're saying. Like, in my mind, yeah, this is over. Like I'm not seeing how this is really gonna work, or like I know what I should be doing essentially, but my heart is lagging behind. So now I'm having to, like, build structures and think of arguments and loopholes to explain why this is okay. Like, there's just the various different excuses that we can give to ourselves when really we're just trying to self-soothe.
Yeah, 100%.
In reflection, do you think you should have stayed?
don't. Absolutely not.
No.
I should have left. It would have protected me from a lot of other things that have happened, that had happened afterwards.
In that period of time between the first breakup and the second breakup, what was your lowest bits?
Would my lowest points be, say, where it just felt like it wasn't working? Like there was just this friction, like of I'm trying to be normal, but I think there's this underlying kind of like bitterness and like resentment and anger that I kind of feel towards him still, that is lacing our conversations and lacing my temperament. So before things, maybe I'll just let it slide, nothing is going under, no, anything, I'm popping off. We were arguing so much, fighting so much, like it came to the point where it's like, first I think he was allowing me, now it's like he's popping off now because he's got defensive. If I say anything that's like he doesn't like or whatever, like he's gone full from 0 to shouting on the phone.
You actually did not.
It's like, listen guys,
you shout at me.
You shout at me. You shout at me. Like, you know, people are like, oh, you know, da, 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 and your voice is changing. I go from sorry, da, 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 da. You start shouting, are you mad? Like that's me. That's me. Are you mad? Like I'll just switch. And so like we just had those kind of like blazing kind of arguments, and for me like it wasn't like I was at a low moment, it was like a low period where it just felt like it wasn't going back to normal. It's like, okay, we've got this jigsaw and like okay, trying to put it back, it's like, and the pieces seem the same but they're not going together, but it's like because of what has happened, both of them have changed shape, but now we're trying to force two things that don't fit together anymore back together, like, and it's like this is friction. The second breakup was because after all of that happened, he came to me and kind of said that he doesn't think that our relationship was the will of God, like it was ever the will of God, and so he cut it. That was it.
So how did you feel?
Fam! I was waiting for that one. How did I feel? Yo, guys, like yeah,
Fam.
Yo, do you know what? Sorry.
If I could break your head.
If I could.
Like,
I want to break the bread. I want to break the bread.
If I could take your head like this, you know when you want to dig into a fruit. If I could break. It's like, you know what came to my head? Like, there was just two visuals. Like, he took a sledgehammer to my head. That's how it felt. And like, he just put his hand on my heart like this. I just ripped it out. Like, that's literally like the feelings. Like, it was just like, I felt, at this point, disgrace wasn't sufficient. I felt absolutely humiliated. How has your mind changed so drastically in this period of time? I think it was maybe like we had said to take a break for like 2 weeks and then we hadn't spoken. Man came back after 2 weeks of this isn't the will of God. Sorry, excuse me, brother. What the heck have we been doing for the past 7 months? Just don't annoy me. So it felt like I've been blindsided by God as well. Like, God, why didn't you warn me about this? Like, if he was gonna come and say, why didn't you just tell me that he was gonna come and do this? This whole time I'm just trying to put myself in a situation to just kind of think how I'd feel. And I just think like, are you actually crazy? This isn't your position to tell me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You can't look off. You can't look off me. You can't look off me. I don't know.
All the crazy coming out now. You're breaking up with
Wait,
yourself. I ain't leaving the relationship. I don't know about you.
No, I'm the one who leaves.
And if I'm the one who leaves,
Yeah.
It's me, not you.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're doing.
That's the thing for me.
Yeah,
Like,
so I think you can't.
you have some audacity coming here telling you, are you mad?
Are you mad?
Look how you do.
Fam.
Look how you do.
We're actually the same person.
But like they've been on holiday, the collective, and you've come back, you've brought me all these gifts, disclosing like how he felt about me, like even being away, like how it made him, look forward to us like going on holiday together in the future, like can't wait to get married, stuff like that, so we can have those experiences. Seeing him at an event, like we've been speaking, like we're really just like just normal, and it just felt like, okay, we come out of that wilderness period. Like it's like, okay, cool. Now if he was asking me out, maybe in like another 2-3 months time, like if God permits, then I would say yes. My heart was that open, wide open. So to then come with the final knockout, not the will of God. Don't chat to me. I was dying, fam. What the heck? I was literally wailing like someone had killed my mum. Like I was wailing like there had been a murder in my family. Like when he had said it, I was at work, so I came home from work. And I came into my room and like I just literally fell to my knees and I am bawling, out of control, weeping. Like I can't. This guy wants to kill me. This is what was in my mind. He wants to kill me. Why is he doing this? What? I don't even understand. Like even the questions I was asking him, and I was saying to him, but you said this. Forget about myself. I had to bring it up, but you said. But you said this. You said this. You said God said this to you. You said this. So why are you then saying it's not the will of God? So you mean you didn't hear anything correctly either? And then some of his answers were, I don't know. Yeah, I know God said that, but still, like it was just the whole situation is very techie. Obviously, like
just continue.
So yeah, it was devastating. That was actually traumatic. It felt like a death. And even when people were praying for me at the time, like people would say like, I can just feel like you're grieving someone, and that's how I had literally felt like he had left my life, and like he was still alive, but it's like I was grieving his presence in my life because it had gone as quickly as a death.
You know when you had the first breakup and then you have the whole rebuilding phase, what was God saying to you during those times? Like
I wasn't listening to a damn thing.
Okay.
I wasn't listening.
That's short and sweet.
I wasn't listening. I never ever wanted to utter out of my mouth like, God, I'm angry with you, or I feel disappointed in you. But it was so in my heart, so I didn't want to listen. Not like he wasn't speaking.
How did you go from crying bathroom floor to Zoe at present today?
You know how I went from that to this? More crying. I would say I went on a journey of healing and a journey of deliverance. It's like after he had kind of called things off, God had told me to leave my job. I had to start listening to God again about some other things, but I'm giving God parameters. This is what you can talk to me about. Don't talk about a relationship. Give parameters, talk about my job. What should I do next, Lord? I want to find my purpose. He's given me direction, told me to leave the job I was in, told me to go do my masters, and I was like, yes, Lord, da 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 da. Something just came to me, like I feel like the Lord was trying to get my attention. Like you've cleared away everything that could have been an idol, so that relationship, the person's in a relationship with, my job, he's taken it all away so that I would really have to rely upon him, because like I said, I was running away. It had to start by me just saying, God, like I need you. I feel alone, I feel broken, I feel really hopeless right now, like I don't understand what's going on. God, I need you. I had to start from that place of honesty and that place of admitted brokenness, because sometimes you can be broken, know it and not admit it. Saying, God, like I know I ran from you, but I trust you that you're not gonna hurt me. I trust you that you're gonna be with me and not leave me. And then after that, like I really went on a gruesome journey of deliverance. So yeah, it's not like come out, you devil, and my body's doing contortions. It was just going through healing and being set free from all of the things that were oppressing me from what I had experienced in my my childhood, and then in that relationship specifically. Like God didn't even waste time. The minute I said yes, God, he's like, right here. I've been waiting for this. You know those days you just go through like hard days. I was having a really hard day. I didn't want to cry, but the cry is like here, like if somebody pushes me, like I can actually go into a full frenzy. Like the cry was here, and I wasn't working at the time. I hadn't started my masters yet, so I was just spending a lot of days at home. I just heard the Holy Spirit just say, just let your heart break here. He was just highlighting to me, I'm trying to hold it all together. It's like, imagine a heart, and think of an actual physical heart, yeah, like held together with sellotape. This thing is gonna explode. I'm trying to hold it all together, and the Lord just said, just let your heart break here. That was it, boy. Like a riverbank. Oh my gosh. Like the deliverance, it started from there, like, and it was, I thought the Lord was gonna deal with what had happened in the relationship, and he was like, no, we actually uproot where I'm from. He started going back into like my childhood, like I started pulling things up, making me address things. Like, so with my abandonment, he started from things I had experienced in my childhood, maybe like with parents and even some friends as well, like, and the rejection. He started going back to my father. I'm like, you know, you're like trying to tell God what to do. God, no, it wasn't this. I'm talking about that man that broke my heart. He's like, yeah, don't worry, we're coming to that. Don't worry, we're coming. It was like months, and I was telling these lot that I literally every day I would wake up and I would bawl. So like I'm like, God, I just want to worship you, worship you in spirit and truth, all that kind of stuff. I wake up in the morning, I put my worship music on. Like, it's like you can do a countdown. I used to put like, what age? You're probably like, how long is it gonna be today? How long? What? 15? No. I'll give her 9 seconds. Like literally, as soon as that worship music went on, I'm just like, like it's like then I'll just start wailing. But literally, as I came out of that, it's like I can't explain to you what was happening, but I would come out of the presence of God every single morning with joy. And like I was saying to them, like if I did not do that in the morning, like my whole day I feel scared. But it's like I was able to release how I felt in the safety of the presence of God, if you know what I mean. So I'd been through my deliverance or from things in my childhood, and a lot of things had happened that I hadn't addressed, and that deliverance in itself was gruesome as well. And so when it came to like the following year, so this is happening the end of 2018, so when it came to 2019, and I could feel the Lord was trying to, now he was going to start working on what had happened in this past relationship. I said, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. Like actually, because it's like, I said I was crying every day. I was crying, my eye was twitching. I didn't have it in me, but it was literally, it was killing me. It was killing me because I was now at this point, I felt stupid to go to God and be like, oh, this is still hurting me, or this is still upsetting me, or I haven't got over this thing yet. I didn't want to come before God because I felt embarrassed. Obviously at that time, by 2019, it was maybe 5 months since we had officially not been, like since he called it off. And so for me, it was like, he's moved on with his life, like I should have moved on. And so it was that pride in me that was withholding me from confessing how I felt to God. So I kept it up and just tried to keep on going. Again, I was doing my masters. I'm the queen of suppressing emotions. Just keep on going, just keep on moving, just do what you need to do. Keep growing in Christ. That's what I was trying to encourage and exhort myself to do. And inside it was like, the Lord was trying to heal me and I was trying to run. It was just this undealt with pains and wounds that were just growing and growing and growing. And so I got to the point where it's like, God, I feel like I'm dying. Like this stuff is killing me. Like I can't lie to you. Like there's still feelings. I feel angry about how he treated me. I feel angry about how he's spoken to me, how he's handled things. I'm hurt. I feel rejected. I feel this. And I had to literally break down in the presence of God and say, God, like I need you to do something because I feel like I'm losing it. I had to be honest. And so I would encourage anybody, the first thing is just to be honest. The worst thing you can do after you've been through a traumatic situation, and someone gave a great definition for a traumatic situation, is a situation that you were emotionally unprepared to handle, is to then try and suppress those emotions. I had to firstly basically just come before God and say, God, I'm wounded and I need help. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't know how to fix this. Only you know how to fix this, God. But I just can't go on feeling like this anymore. So whilst many people think I went to Geneva, like, oh yeah, WHO, like super excited, and it was an absolutely great experience. What I'm going to say, the Lord extracted me from my reality because I was about to lose my mind.
But why were you about to lose your mind?
Because I was holding all of this pain in.
Yeah. God
had a plan probably this is Zoe's deliverance plan.
Yeah.
I got, 4 months in, I'm like, yeah. God, you didn't tell me there's going to be another kind of affliction, and I signed out. When I got to Geneva, I just literally felt like, like, you know, imagine like after someone's run a race for like very long, and at the end they're like tired, and you know, you just sit down sometimes on the floor, like you're just in exhaustion. Like that's how I felt. Like I just felt relieved. I felt free. Like you guys probably understand more why in terms of contextually, but it was just like I'd been under a lot of pressure. Like the environment I had been in had been really challenging me. I could just perceive it that God, you're gonna heal me here, and you're gonna heal me completely. And boy, oh boy, homeboy, playboy, he took me through that whole relationship, like literally like line by line, and he allowed me to express how I had really felt. And there's something the Lord took me through, and what came out of me was a scream. So even like when I found out that, you know, he'd been unfaithful, that like when he told me it's not the will of God, like those situations, I just actually shouted, like, cause that was in my heart. But I couldn't do it because I was at work. I couldn't do it because I was at an event with my friends. That I wanted to shout, like literally just like like for minutes, like, and like cry and just like literally like scream at the top of my lungs, because that's what my heart wanted to release. But imagine that has been inside of me, but I hadn't released it, so I was able to release it. Imagine what my roommates in Geneva were thinking.
That's literally what I was thinking.
I was doing what the heck I wanted to do. I was
actually thinking.
I was shouting, as in full blown. I'll be in the shower shouting, like I would just do whatever I want, like, yeah.
And then you come out like
when I first found out that he had been unfaithful, the Lord was going into my memory, and he was like saying like that day you shouldn't have had to drive home yourself. I could then picture myself in the passenger seat, and he's letting me rest. Like, oh, that day you shouldn't have had to go to work by yourself. So it was like I was feeling the presence of the Lord, like walking, like redoing my memories, like, because for me it was harmful, like I'm alone in this, and it was just showing me that like I wasn't alone. So like that was like just like healing those memories for me, like restoring them to me like afresh, if you know what I mean, but with him inside of it. And so it was really like, it was just beautiful for me to go through that, even though it was really hard, and it showed me that there was so much in my heart. It's like I would wake up out of my sleep, and like in my heart I've gone to pray, and like imagine I'm like, yeah, God, you're so great, you're so magnificent. The next one would be like, no, I'm not a prick. Imagine what's all of that? And the Lord was like, I don't want you to stop, continue. And it's like, then I'll have like, you know, because no, God, how can you say that? How can you do that? Like sometimes the Lord will say, yeah, just talk as if you're speaking to him, release it. Like every word you haven't been allowed, or you feel like you haven't been allowed to say to him, release it. And it's like, even after I've released it, then the Lord just begins to start.
Were you swearing?
Sometimes I swear words come out, and I'm like, I say sorry, God. I'm not proud of myself, okay? Sometimes I would swear, okay? I'm not a swearing person, so it was like, this is how angry I am, that the swear was accumulated for somebody in my heart. I could really wake up in a full rage, just cussing, how dare you, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. But it's like I was doing it in the safety of the presence of God, and so it's like I wasn't hiding anything of myself before God, I was just releasing it. I permitted the Holy Spirit to be able to then counsel me. It's like, then it's like, I'll be angry, how dare you do that to me, why did that anger you? You ask me, so why did that make you angry? Why did that specific thing make you angry? Because, and I have to start digging beneath that thing. Oh, because he lied to me. Why was the lying so hurtful to you? Why does the lying make you angry? Because I believed every word that he said. Then it's like just continuously peeling off the layers. So the Lord was showing me, like, most times when I'm angry or feeling irate, the root of that thing really wasn't anger. It was disappointment, or it was broken trust. It was something deeper than just anger. And there's one time in particular, I'll never forget this, because I didn't realise how angry I was until he said I had to forgive the person I was with. So he's like, okay, so write down I forgive. I think call the person Simon. I forgive Simon, as in I forgive. When it's Simon, it's like my hand is like shaking, like, and like tears like burning, like I'm like, whoa! Like even to write his name, I felt like I was gonna explode. Like, and they're always like, yeah, can you see what's inside of you? And you've been saying you're okay. This is inside of your heart.
That's nuts, you know. Do you know why it's so nuts? Because this is Geneva.
Yeah, this is Geneva.
We were there like what, 4-5 months ago?
Yeah.
Lord would just say, why, like, what's stopping him? Like, I don't know, like, because a lot of things had been happening. It wasn't only that I was annoyed with him, but there was a lot of fear in my heart attached to Simon, just because there were so many things that had happened that meant that anytime his name came up, for me it was going to be a bad experience. And so I had so much fear, and that fear had just become like a beast inside of me, pioneering my thinking, making me feel insecure, making me affecting how I would move, how I would operate, decisions I'd make. Like it had begun to oppress me, and that was what is inside of me. So to write his name, it wasn't even just like anger, but it was also fear. Like I'm afraid of this person that I'm writing their name, because there's so much trauma attached to his name in my heart and our whole situation. So it was so liberating being freed from that, but I had to give God the room to do it. I got to the place I am now, healed, whole, restored, just back to who the Lord has made me to be, by just surrendering to the Lord and confessing how I felt, and then submitting myself to the process. A lot of us have gone through things in our lives, and it's like you've tried to sort it out on your own, and it probably wasn't healthy, and it probably isn't fixed, and you probably squashed it somewhere in a hole. But like people always use this analogy of hiding things under the rug or shoving it under the carpet. It's like your carpet is a mound. I can see the things under your carpet. I can see them. Will you trust God enough to like lift it up and say, Lord, you can do all things. You know, you can heal anything. You can even bring people back from the dead. Like, I'm looking at my life and all the things I've tried to shove away and hide and pretend like they're not there. And I'm going to say, Lord, I give this to you. I want you to fix it. And I trust you to fix it, because if I can say that you can raise people from the dead, this is nothing for you.
Obviously, you had confirmation in it. And that. What's your future saying?
My future is bright.
Are you getting married still?
Of course I'm gonna get married. Not to that man, God bless him, in his life and his future endeavours completely. But as for me, man, I'm gonna marry a sweet one. A faithful one, a loyal one, honourable one, a great one. Hope you guys enjoyed this Tsofi, or should we say Turkish, Friday. But yeah, guys, we love you guys. Bye.
We love you lots, guys. See you on Valentine's Day.